Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Reece Gold of HMD Motorsports. And yes, he is back for next year. How's it going?
How's it going? Thanks for having me back on, Casey.
No problem. Yeah, of course, as I just said, you're back for next year. I know you. I know it was a crazy 2023, bouncing around a few places, but back at HMD, what's that? What's that like?
Yeah, I'm happy to be back with them for the next 2024 season. Yeah, I think it'll be good to be with one team, and we already have a good relationship, but to build on that and test with them. I never got to even test with them, throughout the winter. So I think it'll be a good year next year. I know I'm quick and I have a great team behind me, so I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I know obviously there's what's this like to get this announcement out there and know that you're going to be back next year.
Yeah, it's nice to, get the announcement out and be confirmed. And, now I can put my focus on training and being the best I can be to get prepared. And, we have testing in a couple of weeks. So I'm ready to just get back in the car and focus on next year.
So how do you think that, with everything that happened, I mean, you picked up a win last year too, but what was 2023 like for you?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of up and downs. I think there were definitely some positives. The win, the podium I got at Indy was nice, and the pace is there. I was fast, almost every weekend. Maybe not always get the results, but there was also, I didn't get the results I wanted. Switching teams, didn't help. But I think overall, there's a strong foundation to build on for next year. I think next year is going to be good.
Yeah. Biggest thing that you've learned in driving these cars this year, obviously first year with the new tire compound and all that stuff. What was that like getting used to really all that? Now next year you're used to everything, what it's like with the new cars and stuff, and a lot of changes that from this season. Now we're 2 years in it.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, I never raced on the Coopers, which helped. I did do some testing. So the Firestones weren't that big for me, but I have a whole year with the car, the tires. So going to next year, obviously second year, you know what to do, and you can just focus on the little things a lot more. So I think that'll definitely help. And yeah, I think it'll be good for next year, having ready to 1 year in the series.
Yeah. Going to all these, going to most of these places again. Obviously the schedule's not out yet, but obviously you're probably going to go to most of the same tracks again. So what's that going to be like, and just have the familiarity of everything?
Yeah, I mean, most of the tracks we go to, I've been going to since USF 2000 for years now. So I mean, it really helps. I know most tracks very well, so it's nice to go back to them. I know what to do when I go there. And yeah, the schedule's not out yet, but it looks mostly the same, kind of just different dates. Stuff was kind of swapped around, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We have a great schedule every year with great tracks, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Where do you think you want to most improve at? Ovals, road courses, or street courses?
Well, I mean, ovals definitely weren't my strong suit, but there's only two of those, probably. So I mean, I think we're good on running street courses. We just need to put it together. Sometimes I don't qualify well, and then we're stuck. It's hard to pass, or I have bad starts. So I think I just need to put everything together week in, week out, and I think the results will come naturally.
To get with these guys, what was it like, working with, I know obviously everyone looks at, oh, HMD's got like 9 teams, and it's like, but it's like, you really don't know it because it's kind of explain how that all works. Because it's a pretty,
Yeah, I
pretty
mean,
interesting system.
I thought the same thing when I wasn't with them. I was one of, I guess the haters you could say when you're not with them, but they're a great team, and I thought it'd be 9 individual teams, like you said, but everyone works well together. You kind of have your own little group, but everyone works well together. HMD, everyone there does a great job. Everyone's treated fairly, and yeah, just it's all one big team that helps. And I've really enjoyed it. They've really helped me excel, and they've been great to me so far. So I'm looking to see what we can do next year.
They also won the last 2 championships too.
Yeah,
so
that helps. So
it does. So going into this season, well, talk about the off season. I know testing's going to get back rolling again. What's that going to be like? To get back out. I know with the Chris Griffiths test coming up, kind of gives you an idea about where everybody could land next year. Really just kind of talk about that.
Yeah, we have like I think 1 or 2 tests a month, and like you said, Chris Griffiths, like we talked about earlier, no one really says what they're doing, but when you show up at Chris Griffiths, you kind of see like that's probably where they're going to end up. So it's nice to see where everyone ends up. There's not been much news lately, and just excited to get back in the car. At Indy, I got a podium there this year. I really like that track, so yeah, I think it'll be good and fun to get back out at Indianapolis and hopefully some other tracks before Christmas time.
Yeah. Besides testing, what else are you going to do this off season?
Besides testing, I'm looking to maybe do some sports car stuff and then some other stuff outside of racing, but in the racing world, mostly just testing the Indy NXT car.
All right. Reece Gold, thanks for popping on. Congrats on returning to 2024. Congrats on a great 2023. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you. Thanks for having me back.